In this video, we're going to go through how we teach change of direction. So this is not a warm-up. This is our instruction on how to teach change of direction. So kind of think running zero, but for change of direction. So I call this the 1-2-step change of direction. It's been called the lightning drill in the past. Call it whatever you want. But really, what we're just trying to do is show you how we teach the fundamental components of change of direction. So we don't need a lot of space, obviously, for change of direction. So we have a 5-yard cone and then like an 8-yard cone. And with the athletes, we want to let them explore it and feel it a little bit on their own first. So all we're going to say is, hey Zach, sprint to that 5-yard cone, change direction, facing the basketball hoop, so that'll be on your right leg, and then sprint back to the cone right here. So Zach, go ahead. Bang. All right, and so you get all your athletes doing that, and then now we start talking to them. Okay, hey, now, when you're changing direction, first thing we want to think about, when I plant, that plant foot I want perpendicular to my body. All right, so this plant foot is perpendicular to my body. I don't want it here, I don't want it there. I can decelerate the most force with that plant foot perpendicular to my body. So that's kind of the first thing we're watching to see how they're doing. All right, so now knowing that, everybody go ahead, hit that same thing one more time. Change direction, face the basketball front of the right leg. Go! Boom. And then he accelerates out of there. So, kids, okay, hey, I know one thing I can do to help myself change direction a little bit faster. So we're gonna do it 2 times on the right leg, planting on the right leg, and then 2 times on the left leg. They have to be equally competent changing directions on both legs. A lot of times, if you just leave it up to the athlete's devices, they're always going to turn on their right strongest leg. We got to mix that up a little bit. So now we're going to do the same thing, but plant on the left leg. Zach will turn facing me, and we're going to give him another cue. Now, when we decelerate, pretend I was over there, I want to drop my hips and lower my center of gravity. All right, drop your hips, lower my center of gravity. That's where I'm the strongest to decelerate all that force. I have as many miles per hour as I'm running forward, times my body weight. All right, that's a lot of force going this way. I have to drop my hips, lower my center of gravity to be able to accomplish that. If I try and change direction with my hips tall, I'm gonna tip over like a tall building, all right? So I gotta drop my hips and lower my center of gravity. To do that, my feet have to be wide. All right, so when we change direction, one cue we give the student athletes is wide and low. Wide and low. My feet are wide, my hips are low. Feet are wide, hips are low. So change of direction now facing me, Zach. Sprint out, plank, turn facing me, feet are wide, hips are low. Go. Wide and low. Good. And they'd all run through that again. Make sure that trail foot perpendicular to the body, feet are wide, hips are low. Go ahead. Good. Yep. So when we change direction, we don't want to get here, tall and narrow. All right, tipping over. We want wide and low. So we do that 2 times facing each other. So 2 on the right leg plant, 2 on the left leg plant. All right. Then we introduce a second change of direction. So now Zach's going to sprint out 8 yards, change direction, and then sprint through that final cone. All right? So, Zach, sprint 8. All your changes of direction are going to be facing the basketball court, but that'll be a right leg and a left leg together. Go ahead. And out. All right. Now, the last thing we teach them about this, so we want trail foot, our plant foot perpendicular to the body, lower your hips, drop your center of gravity, feet are wide, feet are low. Upper body, we talk about it in running 1. Your body will always follow your head and shoulders. So if your head and shoulders are leaning forward, your body's going forward. If your head and shoulders are leaning back, your body's going back. So in a change of direction, a predictable change of direction, where you know where you have to go coming out of it, you want your head and shoulders going the direction you want to go, not the direction you're going. So if I'm sprinting out this way, and I'm going to change direction for my head and shoulders going to drop my hips, lower my center of gravity, and then start getting my head and shoulders coming back this way. All right? Boom, I'm already starting to come back this way. So my head and shoulders are going to where I want to go, not to where I'm going. Which is why we say don't look at the cone. You know, if I'm changing direction and I'm looking at that cone, my head and shoulders are going to carry me this way. Get your head and shoulders around to the direction you want to go. So Zach's going to do another one facing the basketball court, facing the basketball hoop. Head and shoulders where you want to go. Gets them around, good. And we can see how that upper body, boom when he wants to go this way, bang when he wants to go that way. Anticipate that change of direction. When you know the direction you're going to turn. Now on a court, you know, when you're reacting to something, you're not necessarily going to know where to go, so you can't do that. But if you have a predictable drill, get the head and shoulders going where you want to go. Zach, we've got two more facing me. All right, so it'll be a left leg plant and a right leg plant. Okay, good. Wide and low. Wide and low, good. Yep. Excellent. Drop the hips, lower the center of gravity. All right, absorb that force. Strength is a key component in change of direction. I can be strong down here. Again, if I try and do that real tall, I can't produce a lot of force real tall. I'm going to tip over. One more time, facing back towards me. Wide and low, wide and low, perfect. So change of direction, the simple cues we want to give the athletes. Plant foot, it's perpendicular to my body. Drop your hips, lower my center of gravity. Feet are wide and low. And then lean to the direction I want to go, not the direction I'm going. That's some of the cues we use for change of direction.